Okay, Andrew, so where are we?
We're in Denver, Colorado, and we're at an AMC cinema complex, and we're about to go and watch a movie.
We are. So we're going to watch Equalizer 3.
We are.
I'm a big Denzel fan. I don't know about you.
No, I like Denzel.
Yep. I've seen the others, and yeah, I'm excited. But what's making this presentation special, we'll get to.
Yeah. So this cinema that we're going to, and you'll notice when we go in from the signs on the door, is a little bit different. And the reason it's a little bit different is we don't have access to this in Australia.
Or Canada.
Right.
No, this is, unfortunately, we have different markets, and so there's different technologies worldwide, and this is a pretty important one to absorb, I think, for our industry. It gives us a reference point.
Yeah, in terms of industry standards, light on the screen, sound, a few other things, these kinds of cinemas in America set the bar. And we're not talking, it's a different kind of bar. We're not talking about sort of Imax here. We're talking about a higher level of cinema in terms of the specifications of light on screen, sound, and that sort of thing.
Absolutely, and specifications that we're actually more used to seeing in
home
the home
cinema.
space.
Yeah.
In the home space.
So we're keen to see this because we want to have the experience, which we've talked about before. We want to be able to have something to judge the state of home cinema against versus what commercial cinema space is doing. And also for us to see, I guess, how we're doing ourselves in our own work.
Yeah, and where the industry has taken commercial cinema.
Yeah.
Like, there's been evolutions. We've seen 3D, we've got IMAX, and now we've got formats like this. And so I'm always interested to see how the exhibition for the film influences the audience. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Shall we go?
Shall we go? I'm ready.
Let's
go.
Come on. We have just finished watching Equalizer 3.
Equalizer 3, Denzel Washington making a mess of
everybody.
Of the mob in Italy. Yeah.
Anyhow, what did you think?
Yeah, well, the Dolby Vision presentation, I had some expectations. Obviously, what we had, let's talk about what's in the theater. Okay, so we've got two dual Christie projectors.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a 4K image on the screen.
It is,
It's Dolby Atmos. But I think the point of interest for us is that this is an HDR cinema. This is an HDR commercial cinema.
Yeah. So higher nit levels on the screen, greater contrast ratio, larger dynamic range, and obviously expanded sound as well.
Yeah. So the expectation is high because we've both experienced that in the home space, but not in the commercial space in this scale. And so, like, out the gate, I'll say, what was very impressive was the projection. The nits were on the screen. Like, it was just a higher dynamic range. Whenever there were peaks of brightness off of...
The punch was there.
Yeah, the punch was there, absolutely.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
The colour range was good, but it still felt really cinematic, I felt. It actually still had that cinema feel.
Yeah, I mean... Okay, so if I'm just going to give you my honest take, and this is not a criticism on the cinematography or the. I think it was. I'm just talking technical presentation, but I think it was 50-50 for me. I think half the film where you had shadowy scenes, where there is peaks of brightness in low-level light, those were stunning and very cinematic and felt like film. But then as soon as we stepped out into the high bright outside, it almost felt like it was too much punch.
I think the interesting take is, like, compared to our cinema, I think that's something that also takes a bit of getting used to, perhaps, because I probably a little bit different to you. Maybe it was kind of what I expected.
Okay.
So it's interesting. It makes me want to go back now and check our room out again. So that's going to be interesting to see, I think. Other interesting things, the sound was good. Oh, the seat shakers in here, by the way.
Yeah, there are butt kickers.
Yeah, so there's butt kickers in here, which was interesting. It wasn't overdone, I don't think, but you knew they were there.
Yeah, you knew they were there.
Yeah.
And whether or not, again, that is a distraction, complementing what's on the screen, I think that would be for you.
That's a personal decision.
A personal decision. But there were a few moments where you had big, impactful gunshots or explosions, and
The bass was tight.
the bass was tight, and the butt kick just gave you a little extra.
There's a car impact in there, and you really and the explosion when the car
Absolutely.
when the car exploded, and you really felt that. I think the other thing that struck us though in here, and it's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to go back to the books again.
Yeah.
But you commented almost as soon as the film finished that all the sound felt high.
Yes, high and a bit bright.
Yeah.
Like the bass was there when it needed to be,
Yeah.
but there wasn't. It wasn't present through the film. Like I've been in home theaters where you've got a warmth that carries the mid and the high range, and the mid and the high range was there, but it was like that extra frequency. There's bass frequencies I just felt like that weren't captured.
Yeah. So look, I really enjoyed it. I was excited to be here for the first time. It was great to see a Dolby Class cinema, and I think that by comparison with normal cinema,
Yeah, this doesn't compare. This was a step above that for sure. If you had the option to see a standard presentation or to view this in Dolby Cinema, you're gonna get your money's worth.
yeah, I think that's probably the ultimate conclusion here is that it's still better than a normal cinema. The image is better, the sound is better. It's definitely worth the experience.
And
So,
it's more engaging. I mean, it draws you into the film, right? I mean, the exciting moments were exciting. So with the explosions, or what the filmmaker wants you to experience, these gunshots or this action, it's happening and it's real and it's.
And it's interesting because it wasn't the fastest paced movie, was it?
No, it wasn't.
But
No, there's
it
slow
kept me
moments.
going all the way through. So look, here we are. This is Dolby Cinema, something we've both wanted to do for a very, very long time.
Absolutely.
We're really glad you could join us. We'll give you a quick look around. But I guess if you have a Dolby Class Cinema near you and you are going to watch a movie and make a choice, then go for the Dolby.
Yeah, and tell us what you think.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're American and you're watching, you may have watched the Dolby Cinema presentation.
You
How
lucky
does this-
devils, you get access to this.
Yeah, exactly. How this compares to IMAX, how this compares to standard, let us
Yep.
know in the comments.
So, comment below, and thanks for joining us again. We'll talk to you soon.
See you next time.
Bye.